Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's been a while since I've done a Scratch tutorial, so I'm going to be doing, I guess, the second part of going through all the blocks. So today I'm going to be going through just the events and control blocks of Scratch. Okay, so these are arguably some of the most important blocks. So the first one in events is when flag click. So this is always what you're going to want to have if to start your game. So when flag clicked means that whichever blocks that you put under when flag clicked, so over here, are going to happen as soon as the player starts the game. So as soon as I click the flag, something's going to happen. So for example, if I say when flag clicked, move 10 steps. Then when I click the flag, my apple's gonna move 10 steps to the right. When I click the flag again, it's moving 10 steps every single time. So that's the when flag clicked block. Then the next one is when space key pressed. So when space key pressed is similar. Basically all of these just need like a stimulus. So for the first one, the when flag click, clicking the flag is your stimulus. So for this one, when space key pressed, as you guys can probably tell, pressing your space key is the stimulus. So if I say that when space key pressed, then move 10 steps, that means that I'll start my game. Nothing happens when I click the flag because that's not what my block is saying. It's saying that when space key pressed. So now I'm gonna press my space key, and you can see that every single time I press it, it's moving 10 steps. So I'm gonna press it, press it, press it. So it's moving every time. So the cool thing about these is I can see that it's a drop-down menu, meaning that if I click on it, I can change it to any key on my keyboard. So what if I want to say like when up arrow pressed? Then I'm pressing my up arrow and it's moving to the right, moving to the right. Your next event block that matters is broadcasting. Okay, so broadcasting is very important because this one works to communicate between sprites. So say I have my apple, right? And if I say that when space key pressed, then broadcast message 1, okay? Now I'm going to have another sprite, let's say bananas, and for my banana sprite, give it a second to load. Yeah. So for my banana sprite, I'm going to say when I receive message 1, then turn 15 degrees, right? So what I'm doing, okay, to make this make more sense, let's do when the sprite clicked. Okay, so again, so when you press on a button, you want something to happen. So in this case, the apple is my button. But usually when you press a button, you don't want something to happen to the button. You want something else in the game to happen, right? So in this case, what's happening is that every single time that I press on the apple, which is being my button in this case, then it's broadcasting a message. And when bananas receives the message, that means that bananas knows that, okay, the user clicked on the apple. Now I have to turn 15 degrees. So let's see this. I'm going to click on the apple, and every single time I click on the apple, something happens to the banana. You couldn't just do this without the broadcast message because how is this a banana supposed to know that I did something to the apple, right? So by broadcasting, I can communicate between sprites. So let's move into the control blocks, okay? These are all very helpful because I'm sure if you do other types of coding languages, you will see these types of blocks a lot, like forever, repeat, if then else. It's just in block coding. So first, let's look at the wait button. This is helpful if you don't want something to happen immediately. You want it to happen like after a specific amount of time. So in this case, let's say whenever I click the flag, I want to wait 1 second and then move 10 steps, right? So let's do this. I'm going to click the flag, wait 1 second, and then it moves. So click the flag again, 1 second, it moves. So I can change this time to as much or as little as I want. So let's say 0.5 seconds. So then, see, that took a shorter time. That was not a full second. If I do 0.1 second, that'll be even shorter. See, that was really quick. Now let's say I do 4 seconds. So I'm going to click the flag, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now apple moves. Yeah, so that's the wait block. Next, let's do the repeat block. So this is just, instead of having to like keep on putting the move 10 steps blocks 10 times, you can just put the repeat block, right? It just does the same amount of code 10 times. So if I say when flag is clicked, repeat 10 steps, repeat 10 times to move 10 steps, you can see that it moved 100 pixels to the right because I said move 10 pixels 10 times. So in the repeat block, so in all of these loops, these are called loops, you can put multiple blocks. So I can say, I want you to move 10 steps and then turn 15 degrees 10 times. Click the flag. So it's going to move 10 steps, wait 0.1 seconds, then turn 15 degrees 10 times. Do you see that? 10 times it's moving around in a circle and moving 10 steps. So that's the repeat block for you. Oops. Now let's use the forever block. So the repeat 10 times block, that has like a specific amount of times, right? You're saying, I only want you to do this 10 times. But what if I don't want it to stop doing the thing? What if I just want to keep spinning around in circles? Then I would just say forever turn 15 degrees. So let's see it's in action. See, it's just forever turning. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And if I want to make it stop, then I'll have to click on the stop button, right? Because there is no stop condition. It doesn't even allow you to put any code after the forever block because that code will never execute. The if block is very important as well. So you can see that these like shapes over here show which kind of blocks that you'll need. So for these, you would need sensing blocks. So I'm not going to go over all the sensing blocks in this video. I'll do a later video for that. But let's say if touching mouse pointer, right? Okay, so how the if block is going to work is that when the flag is clicked, it's going to check only at that second if whatever I have here is happening. So when my flag is clicked, it has me touching my mouse pointer for this to happen. If I click the flag, then I touch the apple, then nothing's going to happen because it didn't happen right as the flag was clicked. So if you want this situation to be true forever, you should use the forever block. So this way, when I click the flag, I have time. See, this code is still highlighted, meaning that's still executing. So now if I touch my mouse pointer to the apple, it's turning 15 degrees, right? Now if I take it off the apple, it stops. If I put it back on, it's on again. So that's just what the if block does. Now let's go over the if else block. So the if part of this works very similarly. If blank is happening, then it'll execute the code inside of the loop. But now you can put an opposite condition. So for example, if I say, so if key space is pressed, then move 10 steps, right? But what if when my flag is clicked, the key space is not pressed? Then I'm going to put something in the else block. So let's say, otherwise turn 15 degrees. So either move 10 steps or turn 15 degrees, and it all matters whether my key space is pressed when my flag is clicked. So let's try, right? I'm going to click the flag. I'm not pressing the space key. So you can see, because I wasn't pressing the space key, it turned 15 degrees. Now I'm going to keep my space key pressed and then start the green flag. And you can see that move 10 steps, moving 10 steps, moving 10 steps, right? So that's just how that works. Okay, and the last one that matters is the stop all button. Okay, so this is especially useful if you have an if loop happening at the same time, because then you have a condition, right? If blank is happening, then stop everything. So let's say we have a repeat loop going on at the same time, right? So you're going to repeat 10 times. Let's move 10 steps, okay? So, and then let's see if it's touching mouse pointer. Okay, so what this code is going to do is that as soon as I click my flag, okay, it's going to move 10 steps. Then it's going to check, is my apple touching the mouse pointer? If it is, then it's going to stop moving. It's going to stop all the code. But so, see, it's moving, it's moving. My mouse pointer's on it, so it stopped everything, even though it wasn't done with all 10 iterations yet. Let's try that again. Flag, instant press, it stopped, right? So that's just the point of stop all. Okay, so those were all the important events and control blocks in Scratch. And I will probably do one more video to go over sensing, operators, and variables. So please comment down below if you guys would like to see that. And Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, drop a like down below and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you. Bye.